Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the WBB Masons Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined as always by the head coach of Hofstra women's basketball, Krista Kilburn-Steveskey. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing all right, Rob.
Now, your team this weekend falling in the home opener to St. Joe's 71-55. What are your overall thoughts on the game?
I mean, obviously not the outcome we wanted. Thought we were really prepared. The coaches have done a great job with the scout. We felt really good. Home opener, ready to get back on our floor, and you know, you learn a lot about this team 4 games in, and just things that we have to get better, what we have to coach up, and it's a big learning experience right now. So our job is to continue to get better.
And the big number, 29 turnovers. How do you cut down on that?
Yeah, you know, pretty big film session yesterday showed the majority of the unforced turnovers. People coming in, just really putting the ball over their head and just not making good decisions. I think some of that youth has come into play, and they're understanding. You know, you're playing against pretty good teams here that have a real sense of awareness, and you can't be so one-dimensional. And you know, we're playing a little bit like that right now, and everyone can't come in and making the same mistakes. That really adds up the numbers.
And St. Joe's had over 20 points in transition. How hard is it on the defense when teams getting handed 20 points on easy layups?
Yeah, and we had 23 missed layups on our end too. So the few things that are happening to us with momentum swings, we're right there, making some mistakes, but still right there, and then we give up, and they score in a couple times in a row, and then it deflates us a little bit here, and then we not being able to bounce back on those momentum swings, or we get right there close within striking distance, and then boom, they hit a long three. So, you know, the things that we have to overcome, bouncing back from setbacks, you know, the things that we know to achieve consistency that, you know, you preach all the time, but preaching it is one thing, getting them to really listen and it resonates is our job. That's why it gets harder and harder. But you're constantly preaching that type of gospel. You know, in order to be good, you have to bounce back from setbacks. You have to channel your focus, and you have to, you know, really channel your emotions as well. Now,
Shante Evans, 19 points, 15 boards. You said last week that you wanted the guards to get her the ball more. Do you feel that they did that?
Second half we did. It was 29-30 in the second half. You know, the game started off in the first half, as you saw, just wide open attempts. We were very one-dimensional off our attacks. Tough. I mean, you can sit there from the stands and go, why are you not throwing the ball in there? Why are you not doing this? You know, it's easy for people can be an armchair quarterback at home, you know, with the player that's on the floor having to make the decisions with the ball in their hand. So, you know, it's just our job to keep putting them in that position. You know, we'd rather be learning from some wins. Our schedule is not conducive for the week. I mean, it doesn't get any easier playing smart, talented teams as we go through. We knew this going in. You know, now we have to maintain confidence. We need to have confidence in ourselves. We need to really kind of wipe out that uncertainty because, you know, you're not getting the feedback right now. You're not getting the result here, you know, from this game. But the second half, we got the ball to her. First half wasn't very good.
And 4 of 17 from 3. When the outside isn't working, does Shante feel more pressure on herself to take the load on her back even more?
Yeah, I mean, I think she was, you know, it's interesting when you have a press conference and they say something, you know, and she was mad at herself. I mean, Shantae's her worst critic with herself. I mean, she could have easily had 35 points in that game, and she knows it. You know, we got her 16 touches. She usually is a high percentage point when she gets the ball that much, and I mean, half the team, you know, are on her back, and she's not getting many calls, and I'm not giving them to her in practice either. You know, yesterday she's got 3 people hanging all over her, and I don't give it to her. So, you know, she's conditioning herself and getting her timing back. You know, her timing's not there yet. You know, and nobody understands what it feels like to be having to hold the fort down like that inside and then be able to, you know, to really finish with that many people on them. And the refs kind of let it go too. They expect her to make it. So, you know, she's in the gym shooting. Anytime she misses free throws, she's in there shooting free throws. And I know she was shooting with Coach Kahn today. You know, she's not going to miss a beat, and she's going to get it back. So, you know, great minutes out of Alexis Carter. You know, that's the young lady we recruited that you saw on the floor. You know, once again, I'll say it again about Asia Jackson. I mean, she's got to play better. You know, the 2 fouls are beginning to take her out a little bit. That's affected, you know, our play. I thought she did a great job on Ashley Prim when she was in. Gets 2 fouls quick, and then Ashley Prim seemed to break loose. That was number 25. We hit a bunch of threes, and, you know, we didn't respond well to that. So, you know, we you know, you don't want to keep saying that we have this type of talent, but we certainly have not even come close to figuring out how we can play together and play hard and play well with the talent that we have. And, you know, that's the mark of why coaching is, you know, what it is. So it's our job to get them ready.
What other positives did you take away from Sunday?
I just can't stop talking about AO because, you know, here's a young lady who's had to battle setbacks and find her moments on the floor. And, you know, I've had tough love with her at times of just trying to get her to keep pushing through and, and don't let something set you back. The message that we preach, I think people don't want to hear what we try to do as a coaching staff. The winning will take care of itself. We're trying to make these young ladies very strong individuals to be able to overcome adversity. And, AO is a show, and not showing what you can if you hang in there, because she's very well capable, and I think she's gotten better by playing so much guard here in the off season and playing tons of guard in the preseason up until now. In practice has made her game better. She's more versatile, grabbing rebounds. I mean, I can't talk enough about what she's earning her place, and to a kid that had to sit back and watch some things and be a good fan in the last few years and try to find those moments. She's achieving consistency and getting her moments on the floor.
9 points, 10 rebounds for Anma Andiku. Even hit a 3, but as a team, how do you get it going from long distance?
Well, and she's really good at that. I mean, that's her spot on the floor right there. She can knock that down. And we have a lot of kids that can shoot mid-range jumpers a lot better too. So they've got we've kind of given them the green light to dribble in and shoot the mid-range too. And it's hard when you program them to shoot the ball behind the arc so much. So we've just got to keep, having them use shot fakes and attack the sag and the things that how people are playing us in different ways. So, but yeah, I mean, so there, there's bright spots, individually of people's performance, but you can see the major thrust is that we have to have someone leading us on the floor. We have to have, really good, huddles of folks, so when things are going bad, someone pulling people together and let's go, let's calm this down, because the momentum shifts are really kind of overtaking the young guard group at times.
In that guard group, you have Andriana Thomas, Asia Jackson combining for 9 turnovers. How do you get them going?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a lot of trickery. Everybody we play is going to be doing something different that you even seen on film. Anything, because we're a tough group. We can handle all kinds of, whether someone's trapping us or pressing us, and we just have to expect the unexpected all the time, and it really shouldn't be unexpected anymore. We're going to see a medley of different kinds of defense, but that person on the floor that is seeing that defense has to make that right decision with it. And you see days like you saw against St. Joe's, and how hard you practice every day. How hard these ladies are going, trying to continue to push people for accountability, but they did have a good week of practice. It's not smoke and mirrors, but yet when the lights are on and this is what you need to be doing here, you've got to perform at that highest stage. And it's going to take a little bit of time, and in society that we live in right now, nobody wants to wait. You want to be great now, but we've learned the hard way here. We won a lot of games at the beginning of last year and finished very weak. We have a lot of lessons around us, even in our own school here, people that have had some tough up and downs. So, we're going to be battle tested. And we're going to make this next step. And the first step is getting this next W. Our goals are shifted to get this next win, and then just take things one at a time after that.
The lights stay just as bright as they have been this week. You have Marist and Harvard. Start with Marist tomorrow in Poughkeepsie. They've lost 4 home games the last 4 years. What kind of atmosphere are you going to expect?
I mean, that's something we're going to talk about today, because it's a quick turnaround. Yesterday, was not that long on the floor, and so it was really about us watching a little film and then getting back out there. Today's a big day to try to quickly prepare them for an offense that's very strategic, very chess-like. If you go one way, they're going to go another, so you got to quickly be able to, defend a flare, defend a curl, defend a slip, defend, all these things, and pops, at a very high offense. So quick turnaround on your defensive principles, and then, playing there probably in front of a large crowd, trying to set that atmosphere today, is different. It's going to be hard. So, we've got to be ready, and then playing on somebody else's floor, their gym, their rims, their officials, those kind of things. And I think, again, a young group, they can know what's to be expected, but they got to do when they need to do it. But I feel good. I feel like that they're struggling a little bit to find their offense as well at Marist right now. He's playing a lot of different people. He's had some injuries, so they're clawing to get back up. They're not. They're taking some losses that you're not used to having. Just had a big win over Wake Forest, though, and they beat Princeton. So they're certainly a very good team, and on their home floor, they're deadly. So it's going to be a fun contest, though.
Now, they have some inflated losses to UConn, Purdue, a couple of ranked teams, but still typically a pretty good defense. They're not spectacular at any one thing, but they're really good at pretty much everything. So how do you combat that with an all-around team?
It's funny. I mean, we need to push and run on them because they're very good collectively as a whole with their defense, their help side. They're really ball grabbers. I mean, they dig off everything. They all do it so much it's hard for the refs to blow the whistle. So we've got to be really, really strong with the ball. So they're very good collectively like that. We need to spread them open and make them have to defend one-on-one. You know, just a lot of little things like that we need to do on their home floor. They have weaknesses, you know, and obviously so do we, but you know, it's going to be a battle. If we don't turn the ball over, we can cut that in half. Would be nice. We'll give our chance to win some ball games, and we need to, you know, defend and get back on transition, because even if they want to run sets, they're going to try to run on us. You know, everybody's trying to flip the switch a little bit and give us a little piece of our own medicine, and I think we weren't ready for that against St. Joe's.
And then Saturday, you take on Harvard. Fell to them last year, WNIT first round, revenge in mind?
Yeah, I mean, obviously for us as a staff, you know, we're moving, you know, one game at a time, but my staff is moving and going, and I mean, that's in the back of our mind. It's right around the corner, but they've got a 6'5" post player that played in the London Olympics that didn't play last year, that wasn't eligible. Timi is her first name. I can't pronounce her last name. So they are a little different. They have a bigger inside-out game, and then can shoot the lights out of it. So certainly have a lot to prove in that game. But our first and foremost is what we need to take care, you know, and get our win, get back in our winning ways.
What will be the keys to getting back to winning ways?
You know, it can't give up 71 points to St. Joe's, and no offense to them. I mean, they're a very good team. I mean, St. Joe's should do very good this year. You have 5 players that know their role, and each person can step up any night, and that's what proved that. I thought we did a great job on their leading scorer, you know, and then Prim steps up and hits. So, you know, we have to be able to make adjustments. If someone's getting a hot hand, you're going to sit there and let her, you know, make 6 threes and not defend that. Not very good on the defensive end there. So, talking about it and doing it, I mean, we've got to prove it. We've got to prove we've given up 71, 72, 75, you know, points, and it's a lot of emotional bubbles where we, you know, get deflated on one end and don't take care of it on the other end, or turnovers. So, you know, so that I can't stop talking about that. If we don't take care of that in the floor, then nothing's really going to matter, because, you know, people are still going to, you know, have an effect on us like that. So it's a big goal for us today, you know, on Wednesday to take care of that, and then of course handle it on the other end, get the ball inside to Tay, inside out game, and, you know, quit being so one-dimensional.
All right, Head Coach Krista Kilburn-Steveskey, thanks as always for the time.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Hofstra takes on Marist tomorrow, and then Harvard on Saturday. You can listen to both games on GoHofstra.com. You can also watch Saturday's game on GoHofstra.com. I'm Rob Joyce. Thanks to Hofstra fans for checking out the WB Masons Coaches Report with Krista Kilburn-Steveskey.